Shika! Ginger Runner. What's up everybody, Ethan Newberry here for another GingerRunner.com review, and today I am reviewing a shoe that I very much like. I like it. It is a good shoe. I'm not quite sure why I'm talking like that. I am reviewing the Pearl Izumi Road N0 Racing Flat. Oh, hello. How are you? It's good. Not only does this shoe look great, it runs great. Now this is Pearl Izumi's Road Flat. It has a bit less stack height compared to the Road N1 and 2. A lot more flexibility in the upper and in the outsole itself. I don't want to call it their minimal shoe. It does have a 6mm drop, but it's definitely the most reduced shoe in the Pearl Izumi line, and I love it. I love it because of that fact. If you're doing speed work, 5Ks, 10Ks, even a half marathon, maybe a full marathon, and you're looking for speed, a light shoe that can go fast, this is a great option. There's so many things I really like about this shoe, and there's actually only a couple things that are just weird about the shoe as my dislikes. So let's just get on with this review and let's talk about the Pearl Izumi Road N0. Things that I like. The shoe is light, 6 ounces, if that. I mean, it's a really lightweight shoe. It's great for running fast and long and not feeling the fatigue on your feet. You're barely gonna feel this shoe. Flexible. As I showed you in the intro, it's flexible in all directions. It has a little bit of spring in it, has a little bit of responsiveness, which I like, especially in a shoe of this reduced capacity. So while there are more flexible shoes out there, it still retains a lot of its flexion. It's a great shoe because of its flexibility to help get your foot working, get those muscles firing. The upper. Now this is probably one of my favorite parts about this particular shoe, that the upper is so simple and it's so comfortable. A lot of the miles that I've logged in the shoe were just walking around and enjoying it because it is so comfortable, and the upper has a huge part to do with that. The only overlays are all welded on. They're very minimal. You have a bit of an overlay here over the toe box to help protect the front of your toes. You have a nice medium stiff heel counter back here to kind of keep your heel locked in there, but otherwise the whole upper is really flexible with your foot, really comfortable, and I would even go as far as to say this shoe would work well barefoot. I've worn it barefoot a number of times. While the tongue is not gusseted, you barely feel the seams. Speaking of the shoe being comfortable, in addition to the upper and the way it hugs your foot, the midsole EVA and the very minimal outsole all contribute to a really nice, comfortable ride. I was thinking this would be a really harsh ride because it is a more reduced Pearl Izumi, but the EVA that they're using here really works well. It has some of that softness I've come to be familiar with in the Pearl Izumi line, but it still has some nice springy responsiveness in it. I really enjoy the midsole material that they used in this, and despite the fact that it is reduced, I still get some good protection out of it. And you know me, I like a little bit more cushioning in my shoes. Despite its reduced nature, I still love it. Fast. I don't know what it is, but when I put this shoe on and I'm just running, not only do the miles seem to click away a little bit quicker, I am actually running faster. And while this could be said about just wearing a racing flat in general, you want to move faster, this particular shoe just made me want to go fast. I'm going to include that as a like. And finally, I mentioned it before, casual wear. This shoe definitely fits that market where you can wear it running, you can do lots of workouts in it, but you can also wear it casually. It's just a good casual shoe. Looks good, looks hot, it's gonna get those girls a knockin'. That doesn't even make sense. I like the looks of it. Do you? So now on to dislikes, or things that I just think are weird and a bit of a downside to the shoe. First of all, odor retention. I've had this problem with other shoes. This particular shoe is exactly like them. It just holds that odor like nobody's business. Imagine giving a giant bear hug to your best friend and never letting go. And that is what the shoe is doing to my stinky feet. Granted, this could just be my problem and my stinky feet's problem, but of all the shoes I own, there are only a few that hold that stink. This is one of them. Elastic laces. The laces themselves are actually a bit elastic. They stretch. Because the shoe is really light, it doesn't necessarily influence the shoe in a negative way, but it surprised me that they would include laces that stretch. Granted, this could help the shoe fit a variety of foot shapes, sure, but if I really want to lock this shoe onto my foot, have it feel like a second skin, I don't need elastic laces. And my final dislike is something that I've had with all the Pearl Izumi E-Motion line shoes. This one is no exception, and that is the dynamic offset terminology. It's a marketing term that they coined that talks about how, depending on where your foot strikes the ground with this shoe, the offset will be different. And I think it's confusing. I don't think it's necessarily true, and everyone hits the ground at a different spot. So while it is a 6mm drop, they say it's 1mm drop, but then influences the 4.5mm drop, and I don't get it. I don't get it. It's a 6mm drop shoe. But it doesn't really feel like that, but it is. But there's parts where it doesn't. See, I don't know, I'm confused. So that's it. Like I said, I love the shoe. So if you're looking for a racing flat, something for the roads that you can go fast in, that's super light, super flexible, fits your foot like a glove and looks good in the process, check out the Pearl Izumi Road N0. I really dig it. I think it's a great racing flat. One of my favorites. So check it out. That's it. Pretty easy. Simple. It's a good shoe. So let's get on with the points. Quality. 4 out of 5. Honestly, for as many miles as I put in the shoe, it's not breaking down in the slightest. While it does hold odor, and the choice to use elastic laces I think are just interesting, overall the shoe is holding up pretty damn well, so 4 out of 5. Comfort, same, 4 out of 5. As you know, I like my shoes with a little bit more cushioning. I'm a bigger guy. However, this as a road flat surprised me with its amount of comfort that it was still able to retain. It's good. And it's comfortable. Price, at about $100, I have to give it 4 out of 5. It's still good, but it could be cheaper. I think even now it's on sale, but it's right at that price point where you're like, should I be spending that much money on a road flat? So I had to dock them down a point, 4 out of 5. Looks, I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5. Well, I do like the looks of this one. I do wear it casually a lot. Some of the other colors are a little weird. I like my bright colors. There's another color version that's red and yellow, ketchup and mustard, and I wouldn't wear that ever. That brings our grand total to 16 out of 20. Great score. Pearl Izumi Road N0. I really like you. What do you think? I really like you. I should be a puppet master. Yay! So that's it for today's review, guys. The question of the day, of course, is have you run in the Pearl Izumi Road N0s? If you have, what do you think of them? If you guys have any opinions on this particular shoe, leave them in the comments below and let me know what you guys think. Pearl Izumi Road N0 or any of the Pearl Izumi shoes. And that is it for today's review. If you guys liked it, please like, favorite, and share it. Also subscribe to youtube.com/thegingerrunner. I'm posting 2 videos a week. One is a live stream every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and the other will be a review or a race video or whatever on Thursday or Friday. You can find me on all the social networks, over on Twitter @thegingerrunner, on Facebook, facebook.com/thegingerrunner, of course on Instagram @EthanNewberry, and gingerrunner.com, the home for all things ginger and running. That's it. I hope you guys are getting out there, training hard, racing harder, and partying the hardest. I know I am. Until next time, my friends, train, race, beer. Goodbye.